Welcome everybody, you tuned into the Black Ramen Podcast here at DreamCon Edition, and we have with us, you know, I shouldn't even do your intro. No intro's really needed. No intro's really needed because this is
I need an intro. They don't even know who I am.
Go ahead, tell them who you are.
Tell them who you are. Yeah.
Like, I should have been introducing myself.
All right, no, you shouldn't. You shouldn't.
Okay.
This is the amazing, sensational, Black revolutionary anime studio creator, Mr. D. Arthell. Oh, do you know how long I've been wanting to meet you, sir? Like, I literally ran up to him. I didn't mean to scare. I really didn't mean to scare him. I was like, excuse me, sir, listen. I know you was here. I was trying to get a hold of you for the longest. Somebody told me they saw you earlier today. And it was just crazy. I'm so glad you're here.
Yeah. But you know what? But honestly, I'm super honored to be here, and I'm glad that you even knew who I am.
On site from across the room.
Yeah.
We just saw her at a table, jump up like, yo,
I didn't even tell her
and ran across.
I didn't tell anybody where I was going. I was like, oh my god. And she ran right after me, and I was like, listen. And she already knew.
She was on it.
Yeah, she was on it.
Yeah.
So, I remember watching your interview, right? And you explained that after you saw Ghost in the Shell, right?
Yes.
You sat there, he's like, listen, one-way ticket to Japan, please. And then you just left. You just packed up whatever you could and you left.
Yeah.
Was that not the scariest shit ever? Like, be completely honest. You just packed up and you just left.
Man, you know, like, I feel like a lot of just choices sometimes are made out of like ignorance, and those like the best because it probably should have been scary. Like, I should have been like really like I'm going to another country, can't speak the language or anything.
Yeah.
But I didn't know
Japanese?
No, I didn't know Japanese at that time. Like, I knew a few words, you know. Like,
Konnichiwa, arigato.
Arigato, konnichiwa, you know.
Senpai.
The basics.
Yeah, that's the basic. Yeah, my senpai, and I can say those things at that time. But no, yeah, like I had no concept of anything. I was just like, but I knew that I wanted to go to school there, and I wanted to just study, and so I just flew there. When I landed, then I realized there was a whole bunch of things that I should have, you know.
What did your parents say? Did they freak out when you was like, yo, I'll be back? Did you say you was gonna come back or no?
Well, that's funny.
No, I can only imagine, like, yo, I'll be back, like, you know.
Yeah, I'll be back.
Not tell them that you was going to Japan, like, you know.
And what was it about Ghost in the Shell that got you? That you sat down and was like, yep, this is it.
No, yeah, you know what? Like with Ghost in the Shell, and I often say this because I think, like, most people are like, you know, they have their favorite anime character. Like, if someone says, what's your favorite anime character? Like, boom, like they got their top list. But for me, it actually wasn't the characters. Like, for Ghost in the Shell, it was the environments.
Right.
And like, yeah, just it was so breathtaking. Like, for even at a young age, like, just to look at like the cities and how they captured it, you know, and
movement.
Yeah. Like the cities like had life, like it felt alive, and there was like emotion to the way they used their color and the way they used their lighting. So that was what pulled me in.
Yeah, like, that's it.
Okay,
let's go.
Yeah.
Comparing Ghost in the Shell, how did you feel when the Scarlett Johansson live action came?
You really gonna go there?
No, you know, because I like Scarlett Jo. Like, you know, she's dope, man.
Right, best Asian American actor we have.
Yeah. I got nothing to. You know, I will if I don't know, like, I can humbly critique them. You know, they do their thing. Like, I would. The only thing that I felt that, like, they didn't really need to focus on Japan. Like, I felt like the story of Ghost in the Shell can take place anywhere, because even in Ghost in the Shell's mythos, actually now I can't remember I can't remember his name now. Shoot, the one that she was chasing after. I can't remember his name. Shoot, that's crazy. But the hacker that she was chasing. He was created by foreign programmers. He's not even Japanese. Well, the program's not even Japanese, and so it didn't actually have to take place in Japan. It could have took place in New York or something, like anywhere. And like, it could have just been there. But you know, it's funny. We did talk about it in Japan, like, because I think I watched it with a few of my senpai, and we're like, oh, let's go check out Ghost in the Shell.
What did they say?
Well, you know, it's funny. Like, Japan, they're super like modest and humble. They always like foreign media, and so they weren't really that hating on it. They were just like, oh, look cool.
Really?
Yeah, they thought
because I was pissed.
So yeah, we might have been harsher on it than Japan.
I think the West was way harder on it than Japan. I think Japan was just like, oh, it's cool.
It's bad enough as live action. Because you know we don't mess with live action. Not completely, but you know, but to just have the character kind of like whitewashed. I mean, you know what it is. It's just like crazy.
I didn't mind her. Like I like Scarlett Johansson, but I did mind that. I felt like some of the city was a little bit too much. Like I was looking at the environments actually more so.
It didn't fit.
Like no, it was just too much. Like the buildings were all like crushed next to each other, and I felt like that's like an issue that with the current like not to like bash on all the art directors and things, but
I get it. When I first saw it, I thought it felt a little like Orientalist, where they like threw up all these geishas everywhere, and like this is what America thinks Tokyo looks like.
And that's kind of what I felt like. I was like, man, especially living in Japan, I was like, this doesn't look like Japan at all. Like it didn't even feel like Japan. It felt like when you get a lot with whenever we see like Japan, and it actually looks more like Hong Kong or like more closer. Although to be fair, like Ghost in the Shell's backgrounds were actually based on Hong Kong because the art director went to Hong Kong and stuff. So it was okay, but like but it just felt a little too much.
All right, well, let's talk about some lifestyle stuff, because all of us nerds here, every single person at this con, if you go up to say like, do you want to spend half a year in Japan? Everyone would say, oh my god, yes, right now. I'll like call my mom and have her send me my toothbrush. So what was that like? You didn't know the language. What was, say, your first month like being a black man suddenly in Japan? Did you go straight to Tokyo?
So my school was in Osaka, so I went to Osaka. Yeah, I had a choice. The school was actually all over Japan, but I wanted to go to Osaka because I wanted to make sure I studied Japanese because I couldn't speak Japanese.
That would help.
And I knew in Tokyo people speak English, and so I didn't want to be in an area where I wasn't forced to speak Japanese.
It's a challenge.
Yeah. And so I went to Kansai, which is the West, and but man, like. I guess my first day, when I first landed, it was really cool to kind of go from their airport because the Kansai International Airport is like this floating airport. Like they built it, the airport, like on the, I mean not the airport, but they built the land that it's on. So I was like, that's crazy.
Oh, that's dope.
It's like this floating.
But then it's Japan.
You
can't expect engineering.
It's just crazy. And like when you were leaving the airport, going towards the city, like you pass all these like huge like structures that are there for buildings. It felt like I was like, oh man, I'm like in Ghost in the Shell. That's kind of what I thought.
Wow.
I was like, this is crazy. And I was just looking at like just the city, and it was just amazing. And but I do have one kind of funny story. I don't know.
Ooh, okay, bring it.
But
No,
because like, so my friends, like, of course I can't speak Japanese or anything, so I had a few friends. They picked me up, and they brought me I was staying at this little guest house, and man, that was so small. It was, I think my guest house was like not even, maybe less by the eighth of this room. The size of this room was like my whole apartment. It was so tiny.
Oh, it's like New York. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. It's like,
New York. That's $2,000 a month right there.
Yeah, exactly. So at least it was super cheap though. So it was cheap as heck though. But like, so I was there, and I thought like, okay, cool. I think I got it. Like they brought me here. And I was like, yeah, like, I'm just gonna walk straight and then turn right. I need to go to the convenience to get a toothbrush and stuff like that. I need to get a toothbrush. And so I left and I walked straight and I turned right and I just walked straight. And then there was the convenience store. And I went in there and I brought my toothbrush and stuff. And then, man, like, I have no idea. Like, it was almost like someone was just playing like a mind trick or Tetris. Because, like, I could swear when I stepped out of the convenience store, like, I'd never been there. Like, I had nowhere there where I was. And, like, I was like, how is it that I just turned right? Because Japan is notorious. Like, they don't have, like, in America, it's very structured. It's it's like a grid.
Yeah, but they don't have street signs really in Japan.
There's no
you just
street
gotta know.
signs. Yeah, you just gotta know where you
That's
are.
That's an isekai.
You
got into an isekai.
That's what happened. Exactly
That's what happened.
Isekai. I was like in the whole
without the truck. Without getting my truck. I like that.
Yeah, it was a toothbrush that put me in the isekai. Like, as soon as I picked up this toothbrush, I was just somewhere else.
That's the anime we're going to Japan. We're gonna make that On record.
You watched that?
I went to buy a toothbrush at a convenience store. Long title. Long title.
Yeah, really long title. It just sent me somewhere.
That's it. You see?
It was crazy. Like, cause like, man, it took me almost an hour to get back home. I'm not being hyperbolic. Like,
wow. And you just went around. That's a real around the corner.
Cause it's not a grid in Japan. Like, it's like, so I thought it was. Like, I thought, okay, if I just go straight and turn right, but it wasn't. Like, I turned and then I made it right. But that, man, like, their streets kind of go like everywhere. Like, it's like someone, like an architect is just like, oh, I can build a house right here, and I'm build like there's no science that they're chaos.
There's no Japanese to ask directions.
Yeah.
At least tell me you got to Google Translate out.
Well, no, so at that time there was no such thing as Google.
As
like, translator. There was no navigation and none of that. So like even at that time we had to use paper, right? And like a paper map, you know, that was the only way to get through. And so
I remember that. She don't remember that.
Yeah.
Remember how you had to travel? You had to print out the directions.
Yahoo. Yeah, that's what it was. Like, print out the directions. The Yahoo Maps.
I'm not saying my age though.
I know. I'm like always dating myself, but you know, it's alright. Like, whatever. I'm not a kid anymore. But like, no.
It's electric toothbrush. That's what happened. Electric toothbrush Isekai.
Yeah. No, so I ended up like the one thing that Japan does have, which is pretty cool, is they have like a police box. It's not a police station. It's like called a police box, and that is like pretty much like on every block. Like, it's not every block, but it's like every like 15 blocks there's a police station or a police box there, and it's like they're just there to kind of patrol. And so I went to the police box, and they brought me to a police station. And of course they couldn't speak English, and so they were just trying to figure out like there's this lost foreigner, you know, and like and I had no idea what.
Does that ever stop? Because I feel like you probably still get that a lot, don't you?
Oh well, yeah, just being there, like you know they see a foreigner, they're like, oh, there's a lost foreigner. No, but nah, it's cool. Like because they have these police boxes in Japan, they do get to know their neighborhood and who's in the neighborhood, and so like you will be stopped the first time you're in the neighborhood. Like they're asking for your ID and all that kind of stuff, just to kind of. Figure out.
Not no racial profiling though. They don't do that in Japan. I'm just saying.
They probably get that a lot, but tell me. You came here with your hair looking fantastic.
You was talking about that
in those puzzle piece braids.
She didn't believe me.
You get that done in Japan?
Yeah, I got it done in Japan.
How? Like,
is she black?
Know how?
Is he black?
Oh yeah, she is black.
She's black?
She's from Ghana. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You get the scully over there too, the do-rag, the silky. You get it from there too. They got silkies. They got silkies in Japan.
But they don't have the hair care products there though.
Oh, okay.
Like it is difficult. And actually, I was just in a different podcast now. They asked about hair as well.
Right, because we all got to know. If I go to Japan, what am I doing? Do I gotta figure out how to do this myself?
And I'm trying.
Really nice.
Every convention, this shit is lame, it's fresh. I'm like, yo.
Now she's like, I was glad I found her. But now I've been going to the same spot. It's like Professional Braids and Extensions, and quick shout out. Like, if you're ever in Japan, go there. But she's dope, and yeah, I've been going there forever. But before I found her though, that was a journey, because I went to this little hair salon that was near my house.
What did you do?
Did they cry?
Man, it was crazy because like it was dope because there was this Japanese lady, and she was like, oh hey, like welcome here, like you know every time I say like how can I help you, and then like and I was like, oh you know can you braid my hair, like I just need some cornrows, and she was like, oh I lived in America for like a month or two, and I think I can do it for you. And I was like, all right, that's I'm good.
A month or two, and braidology, and you got how to
got it in a month, and then like dude like what?
How was it?
It took her 9 hours to braid 7 rows. Like I'm not like that. Like I was there like just like nodding off, and then like finally she was like finished, and she's like, oh, what do you think? And I was just like. Oh, like it was all fuzzy and like big, and like it wasn't
that's
tight.
Crazy.
It was so
she gave
crazy.
You the loosey-goosey.
Yeah, it was so crazy.
I admire her strength for trying.
Nah,
you get that from you in the first.
You're not doing that. As much as Japan love reggae music, dance
they're
hall, all that stuff, they love black culture. You can't give me 9 cornrows. You crazy? Nah. That's an hour cornrow.
To be fair, it was a long.
Did she grease the scalp? Did she put the grease?
The oil on afterwards? grease?
Yeah.
No,
Did she
like
do that?
she had like, because they don't have hair, like our like kind of grease and things, or that at least what we use for our hair. I don't know what she used.
She gave you air. That's what she gave. She gave you hot air. That was bullshit.
Yeah,
like that's
it was-
crazy. Did she cut your
Nah,
hair?
she had some dumplings on the side.
No,
She
no.
gave the sesame oil.
Sesame oil. It's the sesame oil.
Yeah. No, it was crazy. Like it was a thing. It was a thing. Like but you know what? Like I admired her gusto and like, you know, her will to do it. So I ended up still going to her for like a few months because that was the only place. And so I would
And you
just
still
sit
went
there.
to
It was
her?
like a day. Like I was just like, this is what I gotta do.
Nah, you
for
were
a day.
desperate. Nah.
But
I'm
yeah,
not
I
doing
was.
that.
Cause I needed my hair braided, and then I was just like,
You could have YouTube that shit.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm not doing that again. 9 hours
Yeah.
for 9 cornrows. That was
Not for 7 cornrows.
seven
Yeah,
seven
yeah,
cornrows.
9
That
hours
was
for
loosey
7,
goosey.
yeah.
Nah, I'm not doing that.
She
I'm
She
not
did
doing
her
that.
best though.
No,
So-
yeah, she did. No.
But this is what I want to ask you though. This is from one studio creative, right? Your opinion. And she didn't want me to ask you this. All right.
Oh.
Now,
Okay.
you know
I'm her
about-
voice of reason, so she's ignoring me right now. But go ahead,
I
ask.
think it's important for
Really,
the culture and the
this
community.
is a bad question for me because
Nah, it's not that. I don't think it's I don't think it's that bad, right? So you know you affordable, right?
Okay.
All right. So you know, they did Demon Slayer. They did the Demon Slayer movie. Me personally, I think it's unfair what they. I mean, they do great work,
Yeah,
but
they
we
do
all
good.
know. I don't know if you know this. They don't pay taxes, so they got audited every year when a Fate State series came out.
Yeah.
Right, I think he's serving time, and his wife snitched because she was like, she was on, like she said she did the books, right?
Where is this coming from?
This is no. This is facts,
like-
Right, right.
No, this is facts. I Google,
Okay,
Google
okay.
free. So
Okay.
now,
Yeah.
don't you think it's unfair for other studios to have to compete with that because you guys get audited. You
Yeah,
guys
yeah.
you gotta make sure you pay taxes and your employees.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But don't you think they're making the playing field unfair because of, I mean, think about it. Demon Slayer is the #1 movie in Japan. It
Yeah,
passed
yeah.
all
Yeah,
the
passed all
Ghibli.
the Ghibli films.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so like,
Crazy.
don't you think that's unfair for
So-
other studios?
Well, they don't do comparative tax rates, right? So it's like there's just kind of like tax laws, right? And then you just have to follow the tax laws. Although, they did change a lot of the laws for they did change a lot of the laws for animation studios in particular, like during that time, because one of the things that wasn't required was for the animators for studios to withhold the tax. So it was kind of like an honor system type thing where like the animators that we hired as if they're not like salary workers but they're contracted
Freelance,
freelance workers,
Uh-huh.
you know, like we say, oh well, here's your pay. You know, make sure you pay taxes, right? And
Right.
I'm gonna pay, but like probably I don't know, they probably didn't pay their taxes, and so like. You know, so now the studio, because of that, like the studios have been, so laws have been a little bit, you know, hammered down, and now the studios are required to, you know, where we have to ensure that their taxes are being paid, so we have to withhold the taxes even of like freelance workers and things like that. But you know, like taxes. One, I will say this: the one thing that I do appreciate about Japan is you can see where the tax money is going, at least. Like, man, like the cities look nice.
Ain't going to
you
the
know,
artists.
they're not-
Ain't
yeah,
to-
yeah, like
they're going to the animators though.
yeah, well, you know, taxes is for the government, right? And
Yeah,
for the
we
city
see
and
that,
stuff.
yeah.
But like, cause yeah, there's like bathrooms everywhere, and you know, so like,
Yeah, it's mad nice.
No, yeah, it is, and the train station is like, you know,
On time?
yep,
Oh.
it's on time. It's and
Not like New York, ladies and gentlemen.
so
Not like New
yeah. So I'm like, you know what, like I can see where this tax dollars is going, so I appreciate that.
All
You
right.
appreciate that?
You know, like
You still work at your studio?
You stop.
Just saying.
Stop. Okay, on studio news. So what was it like opening up your studio when you had all these like titans all around? Like you have Ghibli, you have Kyoani, you have Mappa, you have Ufotable, all these massive ones.
Yeah,
How did you kind of find your place among them?
No, you know that's a good question because, man, but I think in any industry, no matter what it is, even if you make cookies or whatever it is that you do, there's always competition, right?
For sure.
And competition is a good thing, you know. But I felt like like you said, they're titans, right? And so you can't compare yourself to a titan, right? Like you know, a titan is a titan, you know. So
Right, we love those Aaron.
Yeah, and so like no, so we kind of set off like not to even try to compete with them and things. And then the great thing about Japan is that once you're in their community and their circle, they all work together. So all their studios work together. And so,
you serious?
Yeah. It's
really?
not like here where it's like, you know,
They'll stab each other happily.
Yeah, like the companies are just like they're separate and they do their own thing.
Well, I got a message. If you work with Cloverwork, let them know Promise Neverland season 2 should have never happened. They need to fix that. That's my message to them. If you ever get a chance to work with them, but go ahead, I'm sorry.
All right, I'll take that back with me. And I'll say, you know, Patty said.
Now, you gotta precisely say Patty, just be like New York said.
Okay,
I think we speak from New York, but it's okay. It's good.
Okay.
But I like how they all work together. The studios work together because I would think it was more competitive more than anything.
I would, especially
you know?
with anime on such like an up and up. It's really growing. Have you noticed that in the industry, like with this massive growth since streaming?
No, it's crazy, and it's, you know, super thankful that we have lots of fans, and you know.
Oh yeah, I'm
like,
surprised you did. I thought you would have been
so.
cooking something in the studio.
We are actually like I know that my production manager is super angry and probably like I get like so many emails.
Oh,
wow.
You did it again. You got another ticket. Came out here.
I'll be back.
I'll be back. Just make sure we don't get electric toothbrush.
I'm gonna be telling them like, well, you know, it's Patty and Bree. Those are the ones you get to talk to. When the studios call me like, hey, we're, you know, the
No, don't put that on us. Don't put that, because I will snitch. Depending on the project you working on.
Like I think it's Black Ramen. Like has like.
Wow. You don't need to know that.
Wow.
But okay, so out of all the projects you've worked on so far, what has been your favorite, the most fun that you've done?
Oh man, the most fun. Everything's fun, you know.
Say
like,
One Piece.
Oh,
Say One Piece.
Stop it! Don't influence the judge.
One Piece, like. The One Piece is cool. I know, like, because like it's interesting with the animation when we're doing animation, and we always ask our animators like what's their favorite work and things like what do they kind of want to work on. So they kind of choose, we want to work on One Piece and we want to work on this, and that's kind of how we kind of get to choose what we're going to work on next. But at least when we're working alongside with the Japanese studios. But
you give your people options, like who you want to work. Wow.
Like what they like, just kind of what they want to drive. Like not all the time. Like
You are
sometimes
so nice. My boss would never do that shit with me. Like, yo, you going here? That's it. To have an option to say, can I work in this?
Like, can I work on One Piece to show up and say, hey, can I do this?
Yeah.
Well, wait, what's your favorite?
Okay,
Sorry,
I'm
you
sorry.
never had a
It's
question.
just blowing my mind. The toothbrush and now this. I'm like, okay, I'm sorry.
This is for the downtime, right? Downtime they have an option. Just when we're like crazy busy, they don't have an option.
Okay.
Yeah. But I don't know. That's kind of difficult. I think maybe actually it wasn't. Oh wait, so you mean out of anime or
any other projects you worked on? Because you don't just do anime, right?
Yeah. We do like a lot of different things, and sometimes the other projects are perhaps more my favorite, just because we get to be really creative and their original things, and I lean more towards doing original content than doing content that's already out there.
Okay. Well, yeah. Tell us, what kind of originals did you like doing?
Oh, I know you did a music video for.
We did a few. So
Weekend. I remember that was the last
really
project.
That.
I remember you did. That was
really
beautiful.
fun.
That was breathtaking.
Thank you.
I was so excited when you did. I was like, oh, this is gonna be fire.
Yeah, like that was a really fun project, and I think like some projects like that are just really cool. Like we got to work with Sturgill Simpson as well in his music videos, and I think like sometimes those kind of projects are fun, you know, just because we get to direct and create everything, and whenever we're working on anime projects, you know, everything's decided, and so we're just essentially just a cog in the wheel.
Oh, okay.
Not that that's like, you know,
you get more creative freedom when you're doing. Okay.
And
that's cool.
Like that,
So if someone wants your studio to work on something, how do they approach you? If I say like, yo, I just made this fire mixtape, I want you to animate it for me. Okay. Is there a process for that?
How much too?
There is definitely a process. We do get a lot of DMs and things like that, and you know, and
DMs. That's not.
Yeah. So that's the thing, because it's not professional, and so and then I always feel bad because I can't take like unsolicited work like that. Actually, I don't even want to say that story just because it's super dark. But like there's, but you know, sometimes creators might get angry and say, "Hey, you stole my work" or something, even if it has nothing. Like, so there's just so it's not that we don't want to work with people and like take their work. But there's rules there's protocol for a reason,
right?
You know, and it's to protect the artists and also to protect the studios and protect our, ourselves from these kind of claims and things like that. But so yeah, like the best way is like to go through our website and to go through like an actual producer or something who has who has the credentials of a producer, and then they will present it to the studio. So you pitch your work to them, and then they will kind of, because like you said, the next thing is cost.
You gotta like talk to people, how much can they afford to put in.
Yeah. So like, and it's not even like how much can they afford, because the price is set. so like it's like it costs this, and so
we're not bargaining. Just listen here, here's the invoice.
It costs this amount, and so like if you don't have that, then it's like
it's not a done. Okay, gotcha.
Right. So
when you coming to New York, like when the studio open in New York?
I do like hope that in the future, like
he's like,
I can't talk for crap, but I'm listening.
It would be so great to be able to open like a branch in the States, like somewhere, and it is a goal.
Is it a goal or is it in motion?
Oh, it's not in motion yet, because it takes quite a bit, to do that.
Man, just get a toothbrush out here in New York. Get lost, and then they get a building where just
right here. This is the Shtajio right there.
All right, so let me ask. I'm asking for a friend. If you can't draw per se, and someone wants to say like, I love anime, I love animation, I want to get into that, what kind of jobs are there in the field that aren't just immediate animators? You mentioned there are producers. Are there janitors you may need in your New York office at some point? I can clean a bathroom. I'm just saying. I'm asking for a friend. For a friend.
So we might need your friend in Japan then, because my desk is so messy.
Wow.
My desk is ridiculous.
What kind of jobs are there in the field of animation that you might have a better idea of having on the studio?
There are a lot of jobs actually. Like you don't actually own besides drawing and animating and or even just doing character design, or if we just put artistic work, like visual work, to the side, of course writing, so there's a story.
Producers, right? You guys contribute in the soundtracks, the scores too, right? Was that already set?
So it depends on the production. So there is sound. We do need both sound designers. So there's sound design, sound engineers, Foley and things like that, and then of course producers for creating tracks and making music. Sometimes though, or most times, most anime studios don't actually have that as a, at least not in Japan. In the States, sometimes it's part of their whole thing, but generally that's always an outsourced position. And so but there is sound, and besides sound, there's direction. Becoming a director is really difficult though, but you can be. Like, I know there's a lot of people who just want to go straight to the top, but becoming a director is really hard, especially in anime, because you're required to do a little bit more than directors in the West.
Really?
Yeah, because directors in anime are like wholly part of the process, and like sometimes directors in anime actually draw the storyboards, and they'll go through and actually
That's
draw
why they
the
don't follow the manga. Directors, they want to do their own stuff.
Yeah, they want to do their own thing sometimes, and they're like, we want to be free. No, but
See, that's unfair. But that's just me. I'm a purist. But thank you for taking the time to talk with us, because I know you said 10 minutes, but psych.
We got you though. Doors are locked anyway. You couldn't get out.
Don't forget to follow the studio. We're gonna have everything in the bottom of the screen. Go to the website. Make sure you can tune into their latest projects. Yeah, you have your projects that's coming up on the project.
Unless you give them the URL or how to find you if they want to look up your studio.
Yeah, just they are Shtajio, and if you type that in at the URL, or you go to IG or Facebook or anything, like just type in they are Shtajio, and generally you will get to us.